Hello, Hadaka Guy here. Just wanted to take a few minutes and show you guys a quick side-by-side comparison of a couple gentleman's knives I've recently purchased. The first is the CRKT CEO Flipper, and the second is the Samior Gp035. Both of these knives are extremely lightweight, extremely thin. There's a few similarities and a few differences, and if you're in the market looking at both of these knives, hopefully this video will help you decide which of these two knives will be the knife for you. So with that being said, let's jump right into it. Okay, let's take a look at these two knives side by side. You'll notice that the Samior here is just a little bit longer than the CEO. It comes in with an overall length of 7.87 inches and has a 3.5 inch blade length, compared to the CEO at 7.54 inches with a 3.35 inch blade length. Both of these knives have a blade width of 0.08 inches, so they're both extremely thin blades, really good slicers. Another thing you'll notice right off the bat is the CEO is noticeably wider and thicker than the Samior, and that's due to the CEO utilizing this stainless steel liner slash frame, and then they have these plastic handles on the outside of the frame, where the Samior utilizes CNC machine titanium handles, and the handles double as the frame. So you end up with a little bit thinner overall package than the CEO. I actually prefer the way the Samior feels in my hand between the two knives. Let's look at the CEO a little more. They actually make two different versions of the CEO. This is the Flipper model. So this model has the little flipper tab here, and to open the knife you just use your finger and flip it. Locks nice and solid. They also have a model that has a notch right here and a little thumb stud, and you just flip the thumb stud out to open the blade. I actually played with both models in the store before I purchased this one, and for my gigantic palms, I just like the feel of the flipper better for me anyway. Let's take a closer look at the blade here. So the blade on the CEO is made out of AUS-8 stainless steel. It's kind of an upper mid-level material for knife blades. Pretty common, holds an edge pretty good, has pretty good corrosion resistance. And then the handle on the CEO is a textured plastic of some sorts. It actually feels pretty comfortable. Fit and finish is pretty nice. Let's take a look at the liner lock mechanism. So here's the liner lock. You can see that the liner lock engages just under halfway on the blade there. So about half of the blade width that it's engaging. And you can also see in this shot here the bearings on the blades. Both of these knives do have full ball bearings, so they both operate extremely smooth. Great operation on both knives. Let's look at the belt clip a little bit. I do like how they executed the belt clip on the CEO. So the belt clip on the CEO is attached to the very end of the knife, and what that does for you is when you put this in your pocket, your jeans slide all the way up here to the top, and basically the knife completely disappears in your pocket. It's pretty discreet. The only thing you see when it's in your pocket is the clip itself, which is pretty nice. So really like the way they did the belt clip on the CEO. Now let's take a look at the Samior. So the Samior, just like the CEO, is a flipper model. I think it's a little smoother maybe overall than the CEO, but both knives operate nice and smooth. The blade material on the Samior is a little higher end. It's more of a premium steel. It's M390, so it's going to hold an edge a little better, be a little more durable in the long run. The handles we talked about earlier, these are CNC'd titanium handles. They also act as the frame, and since this does not have a liner, it has a frame lock instead of a liner lock. Let's take a close-up look at this. You'll see here on the frame lock, on the Samior, the lock engages almost the full width of the blade, and it's also angled to the same angle as the blade. So you've got a really nice engagement there on the lock. And you might be able to see the bearings down in there just a little bit, but it does have full ball bearings. The belt clip on the Samior is a little different. So they've attached the belt clip to the side of the knife instead of the end. And although the belt clip is pretty high quality, when you put this in your pocket, the pocket is only going to come up to here. So you're always going to have that much of the knife exposed, sticking out of your pocket. It's not quite as discreet as the CEO. Doesn't bother me at all, but I do think the clip on the CEO is probably a little better design overall. Both of these knives, like I said, operate extremely smooth. Take a quick shot of these side by side. Oh, you can see the Samior is a little bit thinner. Going to hide in your pocket a little bit better, other than sticking out there at the top a little bit. One other thing I wanted to talk about was the difference in the flipper tabs here. You can see the two different shapes. When you flip both knives open, the flipper tab then becomes a guard for your finger to keep your finger off of the blade when you're cutting. I like the shape here on the Samior, as when I put my finger on it, it catches really nicely and I can put a lot of pressure and it just digs right into my finger, keeps my finger pretty secure. Where on the CEO, they have these kind of muted serrations here. Try to get it to focus. They have these muted serrations, but they're not very deep, and the shape of the tab is curved. So when I put my finger on it, as I start to put pressure, I can feel my finger just wanting to slide right up and over. It's kind of a ramp. So I do feel that the stop for your finger on the Samior is a little nicer, a little more secure. Out of these two knives, I much prefer the Samior. Just personally, I like the feel of it. I think it's a little higher quality, feels a little higher quality, a little more refined. These are at two different price points. So the CEO is at $39 and the Samior is at $68. And for that extra money, you're getting the titanium handles and the higher quality M390 steel. For me, it's worth the extra. I like the Samior a little better, but they are both really good knives. I will put links to both of these knives in the description down below on Amazon. It is my Amazon affiliate link, and I do get a small kickback anytime anybody uses my links. I do appreciate it when you do. Helps me keep these videos going. And hopefully this video helped you decide which of these two knives, if you're looking at both of these, would be the right knife for you. If you have any comments on these knives, feel free to leave a question in the comments below, and I will answer it. Well, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.
Hello, this is Hadaka Guy,
serious?
And what I want to show you today is some knives that we used to use to peel potatoes back in the day.
Okay.
What the?